Got about 1 minute for everybody to get signed in here. Make sure everybody can get on okay. We'll go ahead and get started. Hey, Dominic, how's it going out there today? Everything good? All right. You're doing some good stuff. Just want to give you a quick shout out there. All right, it is 6 o'clock and we are going to get going. It is at the end of week 3. Our classes run Monday through Thursday, so it is the end of week 3. Couple of housekeeping things. Tomorrow, Friday, April 26th, our final week assignments open early. The reason why I open them early is next week on Thursday at 10 o'clock, not 11:59, 10 p.m. The class ends. Okay, I have no control over that end time. So at 10 p.m., what's going to happen? Excuse me, all the online sessions for all classes, not just this one, but all classes across the board are going to start shutting down and locking. I cannot unlock those. I cannot extend assignment or assignments. Um, that's the way it is. If you are in an assignment or you haven't turned one in at 10 p.m., that is it. I cannot accept anything after that because those assignments will be closed. Everything will be tallied up, your final grades, and submitted for your final grades at that point. So if you have anything that you are trying to finish up, please, all I can do is say, I grade what I have. If I don't have it, I can't grade it. So if you have things you are working on, try to manage that time and get them in. So tomorrow, week 4's assignments open early. That gives people who rely on that weekend time opportunity to get a jump start on that final week. Okay, so you can go through that. Any assignment that is open in the final week, you don't have to wait for a Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday. You can start on those early. Those days are there to keep you moving along. Okay, so please do that. I will try to have a final exam help guide out to you as early as possible. And so as soon as I have that, I will send that out as well. It'll be similar similar in style to what I sent on the midterm. So please use that as you're going through and answering those questions. Have that guide handy. The questions come straight from that information. So the other thing, if you are using Google to look up answers and you're pasting answers in, make sure you paste the whole answer in. Some people pasted things in and they got like half the answer. Okay, if you're going to use other resources, please make sure you gather all the resource. Okay, you guys did exceptional on the midterm. I expect you'll do the same on the final. Regardless of what your grade is in the class, do the final exam. Please make sure you do that. All right. Now, some people's grades are not quite where they want them to be. Uh, just completing assignments will boost those up right where they should be. All right. So enough about that. I want to get to getting. I'm going to be doing some sharing here. So let's do this and get to rolling because we got some good stuff today. So I'm going to do some screen sharing here. Pull this up, and we are going to look at this like a student. Get this out of the way. We are in week 3. All right. And we are down here. We are on Thursday. Okay, so we are in the second part of that career plan. Now, remember, going way back in career plan, on step 1, you gave those long-term goals in week 1. So go back to that assignment. Think about what you put down in week 1. I told you to hold on to that information. So think about what you wanted in week 1. What were those goals that you had? Now, some people at that time, they put in short-term goals too. If you did, resubmit that assignment here with those short-term goals. Okay. So, but take a look about those short-term goals, okay? And use this template. Write the information in. Click on this template. You need to have it on here. So take a look at this. I'm opening it up here. Okay, it is part of the assignment. So use this template here. Here is your long-term goal. Write your short-term goal. And then you see these smart-term goals. You don't necessarily have to have 3 smart-term goals or multiple short-term goals under each long-term, but that's how you put it in there, okay? So that's the format that you should use. Now you don't have to download this to put it in, but this is the format. Long-term, short term, and any SMART goals to help you achieve it. Now, okay, so now those SMART goals or those short term goals that are SMART, remember they specify a time frame to achieve these things. So you want to make sure that you are utilizing that type of information. You want to make sure that these are tangible. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, so start looking at that. You want to be able to reach these goals, and there is a video here to help you. Setting goals is something we do even when we don't realize that we're doing it. When you dream and you think about things you want to do, you are actually setting goals. You know, one day I would love to own this car. I would love to continue this and that. Those are setting goals. So even if they're not formalized, they are. So let's just formalize some of these and see where you really would like to be. Because when you do that, you can achieve it. Now, there is an optional assignment on here for headshots. Okay. Send a picture. A headshot is shoulders to top of head. Okay. Don't need full body shot. These are your headshots. These are things that you put on your LinkedIn account, your social media account. Why do you put those on there? Because careers are geared on what employers want. Employers want to see these. Okay. I'm not going around collecting photos of people on that, but think about what you want your employer to see when they see your LinkedIn account, etc. Now, some people, I get it, you're camera shy. You don't want to have your photograph taken. I get that. Okay. So it would be completely unfair of me to say, if you don't do this, you can't get it. Okay. I really try to work with people here. Okay. So if you can't do this, you absolutely can't. And please, people, really put forth the effort. This class is designed for you and advancing your career, and you should be excited about this. Okay, you should be wanting to do these assignments because it's about advancing your career. If you absolutely cannot do a headshot for your LinkedIn account with your phone, etc., put in a celebrity headshot. I will accept that. It's 5 points towards your final exam. Okay, I'm trying to help y'all out, but you have to meet me halfway. You have to start putting forth effort to your career, or no one's going to be putting forth effort for your career. You drive your career. Okay, so let's work this. All right, so you can do this. I know you've got phones. I know you've got cameras. I know people like to take pictures of themselves. Headshots are professional ways to advance that career. Okay, excellent. So let's move on. And we are going to take a look at some stuff here. We've got a, two kind of mini presentations tonight. So we're going to start this one where we are now. All right. So that's kind of seems kind of strange when I'm talking about that. Where are we now? So you've been in this class 3 weeks. So where are we? You have accomplished a lot, and I'm proud of y'all. So I want to make sure you know where you are, what you've done. Okay. So we started off with a career plan and you set long term goals. These were where you wanted to go. No one else. This is defined by you, where you wanted to go, things you want to achieve, things to gain. I told you this class was about you. So hopefully you did that the way you truly wanted it to be. Okay. Then we went on and we did informational interviews in your field, and you should have received real life insight geared again for you. You got to hear experiences that people in your field actually had, the good, the bad, and things you may not have realized about your career. More importantly, this was someone you could add to your network. We talked about network. Did you realize that this was someone you could add into your network and could help your career go? Phew? This is why we do these things. If you're paying attention to the course and you are actually doing these assignments in a way that shows you are active in them and you're really trying and you're really putting forth the effort, you can see the direction your career is going to go. Boom. Then we talked about resume keywords. They are required to be seen. Okay, those keywords are not suggestions, folks. They are required. If you're not using them, you're not going to get the recognition you need. Automated data systems will not select your resume or application without them. Take a look at that resume. I sent you information on links for every career on where to find keywords and what the keywords were for your field. Go back through your emails. Hopefully, you just didn't delete them, but if you did, go to the help section off the main screen of this course and you will find those same links. Okay? Use these resources. In this class, these resources that we're giving you, if you went to get this information outside of the school, you would have to pay hundreds of dollars per hour to get the same information. Hundreds per hour, okay, to get the same information that we're presenting right here, okay? So automated data systems will not pull your resume. So when you're filling out Indeed, you're filling out Monster, you're filling out all those applications, your resume is going to be skipped. Okay, so use those keywords. Okay, use matching ones in job posts. Look at the job you are applying for. Make sure that some of those keywords that are in that job are on your resume. Search job posts, current career terminology, and the company websites you want to work at. And use those same keywords on your resume, business cards, LinkedIn, networking. The more you use them, the more you're going to be seen. Then we talked about your personal brand. You are your brand, okay? It's your reputation. And if you're not promoting yourself, if you're not putting forth the effort, what do you think your reputation is? When they hear your name, they're going to think, don't bother. No effort is made. They want the minimum. If you want less than, go with this person. So when you are saying, oh, I'm great at this, I'm great at that, your reputation is your least level of work quality. Think about that. Your lowest level of work, your lowest level of quality, that is your reputation. That is what's going to reach out before you walk through a door. Your reputation, your personal brand reaches out before you do. So you have to work on that. You have to build that. It is your professional aptitudes, it is your skills, your abilities, your personalities, and values. And people will know you by your brand, good or bad. So you need to develop that personal brand. You need to show that I am that quality person. I always put forth 100% effort. I don't care what it is, and I don't care if I like doing it or not. If I don't like doing it, I put forth the same effort as if I love it. because I am quality, and quality doesn't change based on like or dislike. Okay? Good, solid, career minded people do not care if they like it or don't like it. Personal preference does not come into play in a professional. Okay? Then we asked you to do a brand statement. A brand statement describes what you offer an employee. This is one sentence statement, one sentence. Write one sentence about what you offer an employee. Oops, typo there. I thought I corrected that. I guess I uncorrected it after I corrected it. Describes what you offer an employee. Got a couple of mistakes on this slide. I threw this together today. No excuse, but I need to fix this one. Okay, so it describes what you offer an employer. Think about it. Your best qualities narrowed down into one sentence. And you put that on everything: your resume, your cover letter, your professional social media account, your portfolio. It is your slogan. You are the only one that has that. That's your brand. You own that. You got this. Okay. So then where did we go from there? We started talking about the interviews. See how all this comes together? You may not have realized there was a roadmap to this. We talked about the interview, what to do. You need to prepare. We did a mock interview. Practice questions. Think about the questions people might have. You're to dress appropriate. Your hygiene, smile, handshake, be on time, know where to park and go. These are all the things to do when you get there and be there. Sit up, feet flat on the floor, hands on your lap or the armrest. Hand that resume to the interviewer. So you are prepared. You're not fumbling around because you know these things. You know all the steps. Now, in the past, you may not have done all these things, but now you know the proper way. And some people will go, oh, it's too much. I like to fly off the cuff. Okay, well, your paycheck's going to fly off the cuff. You can have more, and you can have it the way you want it by doing things appropriately. Okay? Answer with confidence. I wish you could see how great I think you are. And I should say, I know you are because I see what you write in things when you're not looking. Okay? And let me tell you what I mean by that. When you let your guards down and you write for real and you put your heart into your answers, you have inner confidence. Pull that out and show it to yourself and believe in yourself the way I know you can. You have the interviews every time. Show that to an employer. Let them know you are so good that they can't do without you. That's not arrogance. That's not ego, because it's everything you have. You've got this. Everybody understand that? Yes, yes. You've got this. You've got these skills. I should be seeing thumbs up. You've got this, right? Are y'all out there? Can y'all hear me? Hello? I've got no responses. Can y'all hear me? Okay, there we go. I mean, this is important, folks. You can go into the interview and you can get base pay. That's up to y'all. but I know you've got this. Make sure you ask closing questions. Okay, where that came into play big time. I was just talking to a student in my computer concepts class. She's an MA. She's moving to another city. She wants to go into imaging, radiographs, etc. She has an interview that she just completed with a facility where she's moving to. She asked questions. I'm interested in imaging. Would I be able to advance into that field at your facility? The reply came back. Not only would she be able to advance into that area, after her 6-month probationary period, they would put her into their program and pay for her schooling. That's the importance of asking questions. It helped her decide that was the facility that she wanted. We also learned the importance of debriefing. What went well? What do you think could have gone better? And staying positive all the way through. Then we talked about an online present status. Everyone has one. Even if you are not online, it's either good, bad, or missing. And bad or missing are worse than good. Cultivate a positive presence because employers will check, and if it's a bad one, they may not want you. If it's missing, they may not want you. Have a positive presence. And LinkedIn can also be a leverage to grow an impressive network. Now, we don't get paybacks from LinkedIn. It's a great platform to grow in. Okay. If you have Facebook or any other social media, lock that down. Make sure that only the people you want to see those other social media things are the ones that are actually viewing it. Okay. And then we finished up that part of it with networking. And you should be doing this now. Reach out. If you can't physically get out, go to virtual events. Every career has them. You can find them. You have to look. Volunteer if it's acceptable and it's something you like. Volunteer. Meet people in your career easily this way. Your peers, fellow students, faculty members, great way to grow. Industry conferences, seminars, again, every industry has them. Local meetups. This is a casual way. Meet people in your career field casually. They meet up in clubs and bars, uh, other outings, things like that. If you go to these, have business cards ready, either physical or digital. There's a lot of apps that will help you set up a digital one and it won't cost you anything too. So look into those. Okay. So that's where we were at that point. All right. So we've kind of come through a lot of stuff there. And that shows you how it all pieces together. Okay. So now that's where we are. We're going to move forward. And we're going to talk about some communication because you're going to have to do some communication when you're out there. And some of that comes in the form of writing. And we're going to talk a little bit about some business letters, cover letters, thank you notes. Okay. Now, when you are writing, these things are not going to be on a typewriter or things like that, but you're going to set Word or your any other software. Google has them, Apple has them, etc. And these are typically the normal settings for them, but your font should either be Allegri, Times New Roman, Arial, and at least 11 points. Normal is typically 12 in all these softwares, and it should be left justified. You do not indent paragraphs in business writing. Single space between everything and double space between paragraphs. 1-inch margins are normal, and again, your software should be set up for this. Now, these are not just arbitrary things, that is standard business practice. Okay? And parts of your business letter are headings, dates, inside address, greeting, introduction, body, a closing paragraph, and a complimentary close. Now, that sounds like a lot until we actually put it into practice. Okay? So, this is an example of one of them. The heading and return address. Uh, it is all your contact information up here at the top. Okay, that's your heading and return address. Okay, and it should match all the contact information on your resume with the exception of the full street address. Notice on your letter, it has the full street address. Your resume, we discussed, does not, and that's for safety reason. Then you have a date right here, and then this is called an inside address, okay? And this is who it is being written to, okay? And it should have the name and their title and the company address, provided you have their title. You may not have their title, okay? Now, you'll be sending cover letters possibly through an email, etc., but not necessarily uh, printed out. But you're going to always start off with a greeting. And if you don't know the person's name, you could always say regarding the job posting and the posting number if you have it. And they're always going to be broken down the same way. Okay. Do not say, um, you can open with a formal dear Mr. and Mrs. if you know that, but do not say to whom it may concern. Okay, that's very impersonal. Okay, if you do not have the person's name, do not say sir or madam. Just give the job posting number. Okay, now your first paragraph is going to explain why you are writing. Okay, it always does that. So that's important. There. It's the purpose of it because most of your business letters are going to be identical in format. So your first paragraph is why you're writing, and then the next one's why you're the best, etc. And your last paragraph is what we call the call to action. Okay. Now, when you're doing this, um, your introductory paragraph, you're telling them the purpose of it, uh, where you learned about the position that you're applying for, and you want to put in your brand statement. Remember that brand statement goes everywhere. If you have a second or third paragraph, you can describe your qualifications using keywords and you can list everything in here in a bulleted list. Now, your closing paragraph, this last one, this is what we have labeled a call to action. Now, we use it as a call to action because you are going to tell them you want them to do something. Isn't that nice? You get to tell them what you want them to do. So you tell them, we want an opportunity for an interview. You give them the availability for contact, and you tell them where they can contact you. But you're telling them you want an interview. So it implies you're going to get back in touch with me and you're going to give me one. Okay, you see how that works? You're not saying, please give me one. You're saying, I would like an interview. Here is my availability. Here's how you reach me. Notice how you're setting yourself up. You're taking control. You're telling them, this is what you're going to do for me. Now, the other letter that you're going to use is a thank you note, and it's the same format. Notice up here the addressing, the inside address, the greeting right there, the signature and the blah. Okay. The difference is the wording in here. And the wording is in the book on page 190, but the wording is, to say thank you for the opportunity of the interview, blah, blah, blah. And then the call to action here. I know it's small on here. It says, thank you for your time and consideration. I'm enclosing a copy of my references. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, now, why is that a call to action? Because what that is implying is you need to respond back to me. Again, you are commanding this. You are telling them what to do. Okay. Now, if you're sending an email one, again, you don't have the addresses in here, but you have the greeting, you have the thank you have the message and the call to action right there. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. Boom. Okay. Always give them something to do. Tell them what you expect. And the same thing here. Again, I look forward to hearing from you. So you always leave them with the instructions on what to do. Okay. The same thing for all of these accepting or declining a position, letters to suppliers, replies, etc. No matter what, they all follow the same format. You tell them why you're writing, give them any information that they need, and then you tell them what you want them to do. Either availability or I'm expecting to hear back from you, etc. You tell them what you want. You do not just leave it open. Okay. This is where you accept the actual job. As soon as I receive the formal offer letter, I will complete. Boom. Okay. And that must be completed before I can start work. You're telling them, I must receive this from you, and then I can start work. So you're telling them, I can't do anything until you do this. If you get an offer you don't want, you don't just ignore it, you decline it. Okay. Thank you for offering me the position. I considered your offer, but I have decided I must decline. Okay. Be polite. I must decline. That's perfectly fine. It is a professional thing to do. Do not be afraid to decline things. Communication is exactly that. Let everybody in the room know what's going on. People are afraid to talk. I know there are times when I want students in the class to communicate with me and I get crickets. There is nothing wrong with talking, speaking your mind in a professional manner. Now, don't just go, oh, no, you didn't. You not be talking to me like that. That is not professional communication. That's my Miami coming out. Okay. So communicate professionally and it's fine. Now, tonight, I want you to think about something different as you're going around interviewing and thinking about company. I want you to think of the politics of a company. Every company has a different type of politics, and I don't mean the Democrat Republican politics. How they run, what they stand for. How do their politics make a decision for you on where you'd like to be employed? Do their ethics determine where you do or do not apply? Do you agree with them? Do you like what they stand for? Do you think they're a quality company or would you be embarrassed to work for them? Let me know. You tell me how that makes your decision on choosing where you want to, apply or work. Okay. So that's what you're going to be deciding on. We'll see how that goes. So you should be getting excited. You're moving towards the end of the class. Some of you are moving closer towards graduation. Check your timelines, check your assignments. I know you do great work. I know you got this in. You're working on time crunches in your personal life, but you can do this. Look at your priorities on the assignments, figure it out, shuffle things around, and you got it. All right. Any questions? Everybody good? Yes, yes. We're all right. Okay. If you need anything, reach out, communicate. Otherwise, we will see you Monday for the final 4 days of class. All right. Y'all have a great evening.